Now, you guys know that I collect Libras. I love Libras. I collect them like stuffed animals, okay? I always got a new Libra, or I'm talking to a Libra, or recycled a Libra, or something like that. They really entertain me because of the intellectual aspect. But another thing about them is that they have a lot of jokes, okay? So one of my buddies that's a Libra likes to send me crazy stuff, just crazy stuff, and get me to respond to it. And some of the times I just laugh and move on. And other times he sends stuff and I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. So I want to read you guys this. Basically, this is a post. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It is a post by this African American gentleman. Okay, this gentleman posted in a group, a dating group, about how he is ready to find his queen. Now, after we have a chance to read it, I'm going to see what you guys think of this. I'm going to read it and I'm going to give you my commentary. And hopefully, you guys will tell me what you think in the comment section. Okay? But first, let's do our introduction. Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Alset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask and Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and don't forget to leave us a positive comment in the comment section. If you have time, please stick around to the end of the video, because at the end of the video, I'm going to read two of my favorite comments from previous videos and respond to them. If you would like to get a reading done, please email me for an appointment. My email information is underneath this video, as well as my social media, my Patreon, my PayPal information in case you'd like to send us a love donation. Everything you might want to know about me is underneath this video. Okay, so check it out. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this guy posted this information in this group. So my Libra sent it to me and was like, he can't be serious. The first thing I want to say before I read it is I hope he's trolling. I hope that he's just joking, okay? Like he's trolling, he's joking, or somebody else who just playing around wrote this, because this has so many things wrong with it. But the reason why I wanted to read it is because I actually hear this type of thing from people. And I'm like, let's dive into it. So he said, I'm single and looking for my queen. Okay, sounds good so far. Ladies, please don't get mad at me or fight each other over me because I have a type. As soon as I read that, I knew the rest of this was about to go downhill. I could feel it. I was like, okay. I have a preference, so understand that. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with having a preference. As a matter of fact, I think most people have a preference. So that's not a problem. But he says, I like women who's 5 feet to 5'7". Okay, pretty average height. She has to weigh less than 140 pounds, because anything over is BBW and overweight. I don't do big girls. Now, I'm okay with that because I always pick women who are BBWs, who are big women. So I think it's just the opposite of my, preference. He has the opposite preference. So I'm cool with that. But my problem is that he's overweight. So I'm like, you're asking for a woman, and you're getting ready to hear the shape he likes. He's asking for a woman who's 140 pounds. He's about 300 pounds, okay? And he wants a woman who is in this shape. Listen to this shape. She must have a big booty, like those girls I look at nightly on Fashion Nova, and a big chest. So she has to be 140 pounds and she has to have a big chest, a big booty, and curvaceously shaped. Okay. She must have a flat stomach and a flat back too. Okay? So everything got to be smooth and perfect. Okay? All your teeth is a must. Okay? Now listen to this part. I got a job making $10 an hour, and I work 30 hours a week on a good week. So I have time. I ride Uber to work so I can meet you or you can pick me up. I stay with my mom. So please, ladies, have your own crib. Let me know who you are. My New Year resolutions is to find my woman. First of all, there is so many spelling and grammatical errors in this that I'm not even going to point that out. That would just be nitpicking, and as an English teacher, it would take me too long. It would take me too long to fix the sentences. So I'm gonna just let him have that part. But this is my problem with it. I'm okay with his preference. I'm fine with that. But I'm not fine with the fact that you're not what you're asking for. You're asking for a beautiful woman, a model basically, who is, he said, a Fashion Nova model. So you want a beautiful, curvaceous, attractive woman who's 140 pounds, but you come in with none of that. You're not coming, he's not attractive. I mean, he's average. Let's give him that. You're average. You're overweight, which you just said you don't want somebody else that's overweight. So you want her to take you as you are. But you want her to be this fake Barbie, perfect looking person. So I'm like, first of all, you're unrealistic because you don't match what you want. You want a woman who's basically beautiful in shape, curvaceous, a model, but you're not coming to the table with none of that. You're out of shape, you're not attractive, and you're coming to the table with none of that, what you're asking for. Now, now that's not to say, because I've seen couples where one of them was really, really attractive and one of them wasn't, and they still, got along and loved each other very much. But my point is that if you're coming asking for a woman who's physically fit, I would imagine you would try to become a physically fit man so she would be attracted to you. A woman that looks like this is not going to be attracted to him. She's just not going to be attracted to him in most cases. There's always exceptions to the rule. But in most cases, a woman like this is going to be looking for an equally as attractive guy. A guy with a six-pack, a guy with a nice beard. And women love men with the gray sweatpants. She's going to want her a dude with a six-pack, and you're walking up and you want her. That doesn't match. That's first and foremost. So if I was him and I really wanted a woman that looked like that, which I find to be very superficial, but if I wanted a woman like that and that was my preference, I would get myself looking fit and in shape to attract that kind of woman. That's first and foremost. So he already coming out the gate with unrealistic expectations. Then he said that I got a job making $10 an hour. So you have a job making $10 an hour, and he said that he on a good week will get in 30 hours. So you're not even working full time. And again, you want this beautiful woman who apparently he wants her to pick him up and he wants her to have her own crib. So she's a beautiful woman. She's shapely. She's going to be sought after by many other gentlemen. She has her own place and her own vehicle, and you think she's going to choose you? Why? Why would she choose a man who, number one, seems very superficial? He seems to me like he has zero personality. And if he does have a personality, it's probably a very superficial one. He seems like somebody who judges people based on their looks. And I do agree that looks is the first thing that catches my eye with somebody. But he didn't say anything in here about her personality. He didn't say he wanted a woman that was loyal, intelligent, he'd educated, well-read, likes to travel. He didn't say anything about her personality. The only thing he's concerned about is her body and what she has. a house and a car because he doesn't have either one. So what would make a woman that has all of that choose you? It's just unrealistic. And to me, like I said before, I don't feel like he really wants a queen. It feels like to me he just wants a sex partner. Because think about it. If you really want a queen in your life, you want a woman to come in your life and be your wife, or really be a part of your life, then you would be preparing yourself for this person. You wouldn't be working 30 hours, you'd be working 40 hours. You might even have a second job because you'd be trying to get yourself established in whatever industry or wherever you wanted to establish yourself. You'd be trying to get your own place. Why you want to go to her house? You would be trying to get your own vehicle, possibly, because I do know that it depends with the Uber thing. A lot of people I know have given up their car because it's, including myself, because it's so expensive. So I'm like, okay, but you expect her to have a car. She must have a car. Why she must have a car? Why can't she be an Uber if you're an Uber? Y'all can pick Uber and meet each other halfway. It's nothing wrong with that. So I just think that his expectations are unrealistic, and I don't think he really wants a queen. I don't think he really wants a wife. I think he just really wants a sex partner. And I think he said nightly. He looks at these Fashion Nova models and probably pleases himself nightly. That's part of the problem, because you're looking at unrealistic, these Fashion Nova models. Some of them are gorgeous, beautiful women, and some of them have touched up their pictures. They've erased things. They've moved some wrinkles. They've added some Photoshop booty. You're not looking. All of these women, some of them are 100% natural, I'm sure, because I don't edit my photos, so I'm sure some of them don't either, but many of them do. So you're looking at some women who have realistic bodies and some women who are fake. Their body is just Photoshop. So here you are pleasing yourself, and it's very much the same with people who watch a lot of adult entertainment. Here you are pleasing yourself to a fantasy, and now you want a real woman to come into your life and fulfill that fantasy, and you don't have the looks, you don't have the money, you don't have the clout, you don't have a place, you don't have any of the things that a grown woman will want you to have. And that's not to say, because I don't want people to think that you have to be rich and famous to get yourself a decent partner. You don't. But you do need to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing. You need to be motivated. You need to be enjoying your life. And this person is going to be just an addition to the happy life that you've already created. But it looks like to me, he hasn't created anything. And then you want this beautiful woman to basically come out of nowhere and put up with the little bit you're bringing to the table. You're not bringing very much of anything to the table. And a husband, I could see if you said you wanted a friend with benefits, but you want a queen, you want a wife. A husband has to come to the table with something. You cannot marry a man who comes to the table with nothing, because what's going to end up happening, and 9 times out of 10, is that's going to be something that you start to fight about. You're either going to end up taking care of him, or y'all going to end up fighting, one of the two. So my thing is that he should be looking at himself, bettering himself, getting himself into the shape that he obviously thinks is important. He should be getting his hours up. He should be getting his own place, I'll give him the Uber. I'm going to let him have the Uber, but he should be getting his own place, and he should be doing his own thing. And he looks young. He look about 25, 26 years old. You should be doing something, going to school, something that will attract a woman like the one that he's looking for. Because a woman that looks like this and has all of her stuff together is not going to do it. I got all of these things. I got my own place. I got my own Uber, my own app. I got all these things, but I'm not the size of a woman that he would want. But I still wouldn't look at him twice. I wouldn't give him a second look. If I was into men, I wouldn't give him a second look, because he doesn't have anything to offer. So a woman who's a Fashion Nova model, who has men in her inbox all day, throwing, opportunities for everything under the sun at her, is not going to settle for someone who is not up to par, and on top of everything else doesn't really care about her. He don't care about nothing but how she looks. And this is not going to be a relationship. He's going to find himself, first of all, I doubt very seriously he's going to find this. Very seriously. I will put money on it. 9 times out of 10, he is not going to find this. And if he does manage to find someone, she's not going to stay with him because he's superficial, and he's not going to be caring about her as a person. He's going to be caring about the sexual pleasure that he gets from her body. Nothing in here said anything. He said her teeth, her fat, her crib. He said nothing about who she is, her character, her values, her goals, nothing. I wouldn't even look at him twice. If I read this in a group, I would probably block him. If I was in a group, if I was, dating guys, and I was in like one of these dating groups and I saw this, I'd block him. I wouldn't even want him to hit me up. Like, don't even see me, because if I did look like his type, I wouldn't even go there. I wouldn't even want to hear it. All right, now that we've discussed the rent-a-cop, did I mention that he's a security guard? He has a security guard outfit on in the picture. I didn't include his picture in the thumbnail. I just included, what he said, because some of y'all might know him, and I didn't want to put him out there on Front Street like that, so I just put out what he said. Now let's look at some positive comments, because we need a palate cleanser after that. Yusef Lopez, what's up, Yusef? Yusef said, we live in a patriarchal world that favors everything that men do, while women are constantly left on the back burner. This is why I also don't like religion, because it's clearly biased. Yeah, a lot of religions, and I don't know if they started off like that. They might have started off like that, because when you think about the major religions, think about Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. The role of women is often debated. And when you listen to the fathers of these churches speak, some of them are a little bit more progressive than others. I will give them that. But for the most part, it's always like the man is leading and the woman is following. And during the time period that these particular spiritual systems came about, I can kind of understand it, because in that time period, the husband was kind of like, playing that role. But nowadays, we don't play the same gender roles. Women work. Women weren't really working back then. I think some women worked at the marketplace and things like that. But for the most part, when you look back during that time period, men were the breadwinners, and the women were more of the teachers and the child, bearers and that kind of thing. So for that time period, I feel like it makes sense. But for this time period, it just doesn't. Like, for the past 100 years, it just really hasn't made sense. And I think our society is suffering, especially the male-female relationship, because so many people, especially men and a lot of women, do not want to accept that. Things have to change. It's not, 2000 BC. Things have changed, and we have to catch up with that evolution. Jordan Oliver, what's up, Jordan? Jordan said, from what I seen, a lot of younger men are into older women. Okay, because older women are more mature and have experience. There is less drama, and they can throw down. Also, they may have good chemistry. Younger men are always in my face. Younger women too, especially when I hit 35. I noticed when I hit 35, more younger people started to talk to me. I don't know what that was about. Before that, it was always an older suitor, always. And then when I hit about 35, all these young suitors came out of nowhere. And I dated 1 or 2 women who were about 10 years younger than me. And it's not bad. It depends on the person. I don't see anything wrong with it. Some of some of them, maybe it was more than one or two, maybe it was four or five, but some of them were okay. Some of them were okay. We had good friendships, good conversations, and some of them not so much. What I came to find is that the maturity level varied. Some of them were very, very, very mature, and some of them were just not. And I had 10 years of experience on certain people, so it really didn't work for me, because they were still dealing with stuff that I had already overcome and didn't really feel like dealing with again. So that was a large part of the issue when I dealt with younger people. But I don't see anything wrong with it. As long as the person is of a consenting age, then I don't see anything wrong with it. Date younger, date older, whatever. I think that people should just do what makes them happy without other people judging their choices. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. Please come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.